Aloha and welcome to the world of Amy and my first video ever. So, I I did a lot of thinking about what I was going to do for my first video because I just didn't know, to be honest. I was like I think I've been planning this for ages, which is really embarrassing. After, much consideration and a fair amount of time spent on trying to create a first video that was so direly boring, I think I bored myself so much, I threw a teddy bear at my computer. And so I thought, for my first video, I will do, 10 things people don't know about me. So, because I actually can't remember everything, which is really embarrassing, I actually had to make a list for this. Number one, I've never actually been on an aeroplane in my entire life. Like, I've never been on an aeroplane because, well, basically, we just don't really fly in our family. We like take the long routes around. I don't actually understand it. Like, we took a train all the way to Italy. It was a 21-hour train, and I actually wanted to kill myself by the end of it because, overnight trains, I can't sleep on something that moves, especially something that jolts. And, in the middle of the night, I woke up and the train had like stopped moving. And I was convinced, because my dad told me about this stop thing. Basically, if the driver dies or something bad happens to him, there's this like stop vault. I convinced myself that the driver had, had a terrible accident and that's why we'd stopped. And we stopped for half an hour. I remember like sitting up while watching my phone. And when we started again, we were going in the other direction. And I genuinely thought that the handbrake had come off. And, I was going to die. I was reaching my doom. It was a mortifying experience for me. But I woke up the next day and I found out that they had to change directions because we were going through the Swiss Alps. So, all that worrying was for nothing. Number two, I have a phobia of heights. I don't know how I can exaggerate more on that, but I have a phobia of heights. Okay, number three, I actually am a massive fan of K-pop. If you don't know what that is, it's like Korean pop. Some of my favourite bands include like Beast, Big Bang, Girls' Generation is like tip top my favourite. I don't have any birthmarks. Like, I know so many people that have birthmarks, and I've looked, well, that's going to sound a bit weird if I say I've looked everywhere on my body, but I haven't. But I haven't actually found a birthmark on me. I don't have any birthmarks. And so many people I know have birthmarks. When I was younger, I was so jealous of people that had like birthmarks coming out of their, necks or whatever. And I was like, oh, I don't have a birthmark. This is a really weird one, and you're probably going to think I'm really odd, which actually I am. But when I was younger, I was obsessed with becoming a bird. I thought about like reincarnation, and I thought that meant that, when I was older, I could turn into whatever I wanted to be, and I was obsessed with wanting to become a bird. I don't know why. I just liked the idea of flying. Please. I was like 8, and 8-year-old me went around pretending to be a panini at one point. Number 6, my favourite colour is actually yellow, although I tell everyone it's purple. I tell them that because so many people just like hate on me when I say my favourite colour is yellow. They're just like, ew, yellow is such a bad colour. I'm thinking, okay, I'm sorry I told you. And then they're just like, but why do you like yellow? And I'm not going to question you if you like red or something, okay? 7, I said I've never been flying. Well, yeah, that's because I've never actually been outside of Europe. Like, ever been outside of Europe. I really want to go to like America or places, but until I've actually got on an aeroplane, I don't think that's happened. Number 8, the one thing in this world I really, really hate is coleslaw. I actually can't stand it. It makes me want to gag. It's a very real problem for me. I shudder even thinking about it. Like, if there was an army of coleslaw that was trying to take over the world, I would be like 007 and kill it all. I hate coleslaw. Like, I can't even tell you how much I dislike it. 9, oh my goodness, you're gonna like hate on me when I tell you this. Because when I was like, I don't know how old I was still in like primary school, whatever. When I was young, I never ever listened to music. Like, I never ever listened to it. I had no idea who was the artist. Like, now I do because music's like a massive part of my life. But when I was younger, I had no idea about anything. And so it was like it was one morning, and I turned on the news and Michael Jackson had died. But the thing is, I didn't know who he was. That's the main thing people don't know about me, is I did not know who Michael Jackson was before he died. Obviously now I realise how like excluded from music I must have been if I didn't know who Michael Jackson was. Whew. Well, please, just don't hate on me. Number 10. When I was younger, when I was 4, I think. Yeah, when I was 4, I had this imaginary friend who I called Casper, because, you know, sad old me who had no friends when they were like 4 years old. Yeah, and like I went around with him everywhere, and I think I was like on the streets, and I think people were scared of me because I'd be like holding an imaginary hand, and I'd be walking down the street talking to nothing, talking to thin air, and I was like, people gave me these weird looks, and I didn't realize that nobody else who was older than me didn't have imaginary friends. I thought they were like actually real things. I imagined him saying things back to me, but yeah. And then when I was 7, I packed him in this bag and I sent him off to a charity shop. I genuinely believed that Casper was going to another family. He was going to be happy, he was going to be bought for money, and it could help charity and everything. Obviously, I know that hasn't happened, but it was nice for a few years to imagine Casper with some little child who was like really happy and blah, 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 blah. You get the picture. So, anyway, that has been my first video. Slightly daunting experience, you know, but I'm glad I've done it. And if you like, please hit the subscribe button down below, or, you know, comment, like, just give me general feedback. It'd be great. Ciao.